NRM Week of Accountability to Ugandans. Bus operators incur losses as a result of longer distances following Katonga Bridge collapse. And in sports, Cobs Pirates to clash in title contention match on 13th May 2023 at Legends Grounds. Once again, thank you for joining us. With me, Wadulo Mark Arnold Mugalu Mohammed on sign language, and this is the Bulletin. Uganda and Sahrawi Arab Democratic Republic have signed a memorandum of understanding for diplomatic and political consultation. The signing ceremony, witnessed by Presidents Museveni and Brahim Gali and their delegations, took place at State House in Entebbe. Minister of State for Foreign Affairs, that is International Affairs, Henry Okello Oriem, signed on behalf of Uganda, while Mr. Mohamed Sidati, Minister of Foreign Affairs of Sahrawi, signed for the visiting delegation. The ceremony concluded President Brahim Ghali's two-day state visit, which aimed to strengthen bilateral relations between the two countries. Later, President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni bid farewell to his guest. President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni has extended an invitation to His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, President of the United Arab Emirates and ruler of Abu Dhabi, to visit Uganda. This was during a meeting held at State House in Entebbe and attended by the UAE Ambassador to Uganda, His Excellency Abdallah Hassan Al Shamsi, who delivered greetings from the UAE ruler to President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. Ambassador Abdallah Hassan informed President Museveni that his invitation to his UAE counterpart to attend Uganda's Independence Day celebrations on October 9th, 2023 has been delivered. Ambassador Abdallah also delivered an invitation to President Museveni from his UAE counterpart, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed, to attend the COP28 in UAE in November this year. At the same meeting, President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni received recognition for Uganda's investment potential, being named the best investment destination in East Africa and among the top 10 in Africa. The accolades were handed over by the UAE ambassador to Uganda in the presence of the State Minister for Privatization and Investment, Evelyn Anite, and a team from Uganda Investment Authority. Minister Anite credited President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni's guidance on how to attract investors for their recognition. And still, President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni has urged Ugandans to avoid politics of malice and hatred, which he believes causes division. During a meeting with National Resistance Movement leaders from Bukedia district, he cautioned the political managers to be careful with their language if they want to unite the people. The meeting was held to resolve the standoff on who should hold the party flag for the upcoming elections for Bukedia LC5 seat. This is the piece.
President Museveni was speaking to the National Resistance Movement leaders from Bukedia district, who called on him at State House in Entebbe yesterday to resolve the standoff on who should hold the party flag for the upcoming elections for Bukedia LC5 seat. There are 8 aspirants in the race, who include Lois Akror, who is a daughter to the former LC5 chair of Bukedia, Moses Alem Khan, the current vice chairperson of Bukedia, Akol Mary, former Kachumbala sub-county councillor, George William Atum, pharmacist Sam Opeto, former Bukedia district youth chairperson, Ongura Simon, musician and former Bukedia sub-county chairperson, Emong Johnson Otinga, NRA Bukedia chairperson, Ongole James Michael, and Ewana Lutia Moses. President Museveni, who is also the national chairman of the ruling NRM party, told the meeting that for all the time he has been around since the 1960s and in leadership, he has been able to succeed because he has no malice against anybody. The NRM national chairman was also happy to learn that for the good of the party, 6 out of the 8 aspirants were willing to have one candidate, preferably allowing the current vice chairperson of Bukedea, Akol Mary, who is also the acting LC5 chairperson, to continue leading the district. However, Misa Klore, a student at Kampala International University and also a daughter to the deceased former LC5 chair of Bukedea, was determined to take on anybody in the race for the party flag to continue from where her father, Alim Khan, stopped. Speaking as a parent and grandfather, His Excellency Museveni advised Misa Klore not to abort her education for politics, saying it is not the end of the world for her. The president promised to support her finish school so as to prepare for the better future, but also support the 16 siblings that her father left under her care. According to the NRM Electoral Commission chairperson, Dr. Tango Doi, a district NRM conference will be held next week where Mr. Tukey will hand over the flag to Miss Akol. According to a recently released roadmap by the Independence Electoral Commission, the people of Bukedea district will go to the polls on June 14th to elect a new district chairperson. The seat fell vacant following the death of the former chairperson Moses Alem Khan in December 2022, only a year and a half into his tenure.
As a chairperson LOC5, but as we are gathered here as a loyal card of the party, I will be willing to listen for your guidance. I will be willing to take your guidance as the founder member and the vision bearer of the national resistance movement. Thank you so much.
And we think as one, instead of having divisions. We have come together as a candidate. I, as among Johnson Otinga, I say I have to abide by the rules and regulations of the party. Whoever the party identifies as a flag bearer for Bukedea, for Bukedea district by election, I am fully going to back that person.
Mtonyi Helda and Sam Senono, UBC.
Delays in acquisition of land is one of the setbacks that have been cited as a stumbling block in implementing the 2021 to 2026 NRM manifesto. Prime Minister Robinah Nabbanja says that this is worsened by corruption, to which government is strengthening systems in the fight against graft. Nabbanja echoed this while launching the NRM Manifesto Implementation Week, where she highlighted 77% commitments currently on track.
I now take this singular honor to announce the arrival.
On a day like this, the 12th of May, 2021, the official implementation of the 5-year NRM Manifesto officially began with this.
I, Yoweri Tubaburwa Kaguta Museveni, swear in the name of the Almighty God.
2 years after this commitment,
So help me God.
Office of the President is moving to give accountability to Ugandans.
We have had several interventions, but always we get outputs or impact which is negative. But with this one, Right Honourable Prime Minister, we should not afford to go that way.
It was at the launch of the NRM Manifesto Implementation Week that stakeholders came together. National Resistance Movement, Office of the President, and that of the Prime Minister were all present.
We were very keen this time around to ensure that there is total alignment between the NRM Manifesto and the National Development Plan 3. So that means as we implement both, we are actually fulfilling our obligations.
So we want to ensure that by year 2026, Right Honorable Prime Minister, and you, being our head prefect, would have ensured that we at least 90% we achieved what we called Ugandans to achieve.
It was officially launched by the Prime Minister of Uganda, Robinah Nabbanja. She highlighted achievements in health, education and justice, among other sectors.
Government has, within 2 years, which we are largely for planning and transition, accomplished a certain percentage, that is about between 20 to 27% of the commitments, and 77% of the commitments are on track.
The agriculture and industrial sectors have also been on course in driving the country's development agenda.
Government has completed the construction of 20 zonal industrial hubs, and 14 of them have been equipped with welding machines, carpentry machines, tailoring machines, baking machines, stone cutting, block making machines, shoe making machines, value addition machines, and sales.
But this has not been without challenges. Corruption remains one of them, to which government has strengthened systems in the fight.
The establishment of the anti-corruption unit in the State House reinforced the fight, and this unit is doing a commendable job.
To ensure more is achieved in the NRM manifesto implementation, more coordination amongst agencies remains paramount.
Between the office of the chairman, which is in Chambogo, between NRM office at the Chadon Road, and the president's office. So those organs who are three should work well as one unit and coordinate at the district level, together with all members of parliament who are of NRM.
Eddie Kwizera, who recently reclaimed his parliamentary seat of Bukimbiri County on NRM ticket, wants full involvement of local governments.
When we are campaigning for elections, campaigns are not only based in Kampala, but they are also based countrywide. So we don't only look for the districts' leaderships when we are campaigning, but we should also involve them when we are campaigning and when we are implementing the manifesto, such that they are aware.
For now, there is still much more work to do as Ugandans continue demanding for services. Henry Okrut, UBC.
The Chief of Defense Forces General Wilson Buddy has called for synchronized integration of stakeholders in ending insecurity in Karamoja region. Buddy was officiating at the 3rd Division change of command from Brigadier General Joseph Balikudembe to Major General Don Williams Nabasa. Let's have a look.
System for the division commander, if he's somewhere in the field, he can be located, or he can call an aircraft to be located in.
Major General Don William Nabasa has taken over office from Brigadier General Joseph Balikudembe, who was recently sent on a 1-year strategic course at Jinja-based National Defense College.
My total commitment towards contributing to the peace, of course with your continued guidance and support. I want to assure you that I will continue to make efforts to make Karamoja peaceful.
The function was officiated by the Chief of Defense Forces, General Wilson Mbadi, at the 3rd Division headquarters in Soroti district. General Mbadi congratulated the incoming division commander, Major General Don William Nabasa, upon his new appointment. Mbadi tasked Nabasa to focus on protection of non-raiding districts of Abima and Karenga and end interclan conflicts which are fueling insecurity in Karamoja region. He further called for coordinated integration of all stakeholders
so that we complete the integrated disarmament and development program, because that one will then give people hope of an alternative means of livelihood so that they can stop relying on rustling alone.
General Mbadi further urged Don Nabasa to engage all parties in order to placate Karamoja region, but also advised leaders to register and brand their animals. Brigadier General Joseph Balikudembe handed over the division land titles where all barracks are located. Nonetheless, some were already encroached on by civilians.
Some of the recent survey on Moroto and the areas where the encroachment took place, and there are already plots, but we have a title.
Kotido District RDC Ambrose Honoria says there is need to register new entrants by customs.
A customs point whereby we can have immigration to be able to receive the incoming and outgoing people who would like to do business across the border.
Moroto District LC5 Chairperson David Koryang thanked Balikudembe for the great work in restoration of peace in Karamoja region despite the disunity.
Done your great best to ensure that Karamoja has lived a test of some peace, but in the disorganized way by the owners, not by you.
The 3rd Division covers Karamoja, Bugisu, Sebei, Bukedi, and Teso sub-region.
You see the Sumba, wherever you go for operation, some blankets made for the Karamoja.
Now, furthermore, a man of Indian origin was on Friday afternoon shot dead by a police constable at Raja Chambers on Parliamentary Avenue in Kampala. Police spokesperson Fred Enanga says that Utam Bandari, who until his death was the proprietor of TSP Financial Services, was gunned down over loan-related issues. TSP Financial Services offers financial loans to officers, and it is alleged that the policeman shot Mr. Bandari after they failed to agree on the amount of the money he owed the company. Let's have a look.
It was again a sad moment for those who operate businesses along Parliamentary Avenue in Kampala after a man of an Indian origin was shot dead by his client, who is a police officer.
What you see is that the police officer is trying to push away. So the incident happened right here.
According to police, Utam Bahandari, who was a proprietor of TSP Financial Services, was gunned down by Police Constable Ivan Wawire over loan-related issues.
Yeah, today we had an unfortunate incident here at Raja Chambers, room B004. At the basement, where a client, who is also a police officer, came to verify and to know how much he's being demanded. And in that process, in that process, we are still analyzing the CCTV footage. What happened there?
Utam Bahandari was gunned down Friday afternoon, and by press time, police was still hunting for him.
According to one of the workers who was inside the room, said the police officer shot at the cameras. Inside there is CCTV camera. So when he shot the camera, for her she took off, and everybody who was inside took off. So we still don't know what happened there. We have called our CCTV team to come and try to retrieve the CCTV footage and analyze and see exactly what happened. So the police officer is on the run, but Uganda is very small when you have committed a crime. Anytime he will be got. So it was an unfortunate incident that officer of that caliber did what he did instead of resolving the thing amicably.
The eyewitnesses say the incident brought businesses to a standstill at Raja Chambers.
Yeah, at Raja Chambers. As we were doing our normal work in Uganda Company Advocates, we had gunshots down. So we rushed down to find out what is taking place, only to realize that one of our people who work on the same building and they deal in lending money, they were shot down.
This is the third gun-related murder in a space of 2 weeks, the first one being that of the late Colonel Charles Engola and vlogger Isma Tusubira. Police says they are to intensify crackdown of its errant officers. Justin Nakami, Philip Aguta, UBC News.
The State Minister in charge of ICT and National Guidance, Godfrey Kabyanga, has rallied communities of Rwenzori to tap into the prevailing peace and stability in the area for a prosperous future. Kabyanga was the chief guest during the Friday 12th of May 2023 launch of General Muhoozi Kainerugaba's movement structures for Rwenzori sub-region, an event held in Kasese district.
As early as 9 a.m., supporters of the senior presidential advisor on special operations, General Muhoozi Kainerugaba, had started gathering along different streets in Kasese district. Donned in yellow t-shirts bearing Muhoozi's portrait, the groups marched around the town before convening at Tinyakasanga grounds for the official commissioning of Rwenzori MK movement structures. The event was graced by the State Minister of ICT and National Guidance, Godfrey Kabyanga.
For the NRM fraternity, I take this opportunity to launch this committee and to tell you that you go in the world.
Kabyanga, who is now inaugurated as MK movement patron for Rwenzori sub-region, had his message mainly to the Rwenzori community in black and white.
That movement is impacting the correct ideology in the operation. An ideology of zero tolerance to corruption. An ideology of Pan-Africanism. An ideology of regional integration. An ideology of socio-economic transformation.
The MK movement national leaders, Balam Barugahara and Michael Mawanda, were among the day's dignitaries.
I can say we are moving on very well. We have been to most parts of this country, and we are going to traverse the whole of this country to popularize our leader, General Kainerugaba, so that we prepare him for future leadership, which we are planning for, should the NRM say they would like to leave power.
For the local leaders, the MK movement is much welcome in the area.
Have tried to ensure that we sustain the community of Kasese. We teach them what is required. We show them what it means by supporting the state.
It's basically, as I said, to popularize the Muhoozi project. But then also in our doctrine, we believe that General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni is the fountain of honor and the commander-in-chief currently. And next, we believe that the next president is General Muhoozi Kainerugaba.
The day's activities included sports and entertainment.
The chairperson MK Movement Women's Brigade, Agoje Judith Mokidi, has urged Ugandans, especially the youth, to be job creators in order to fight unemployment in the country. Ms. Mokidi was speaking to Team Soweto youth under MK Movement of Kalerwe.
The MK Movement Agoji Women's Brigade is a group of women seeking to use peace and establish preeminence of the MK movement over the world and advance interests of the country, building a platform to advocate for the rights of women, youths, teach and promote patriotism. While in the slums of Kalere, the chairperson MK Movement Women's Brigade, Judith Mukidi, appealed to the youth in the Sowetos to be job creators.
So for us, our main concern that we pick from our chairman MK is to go down to the person, to the local person, and know what is affecting them so that they can get lasting solutions for them. Yesterday you saw our chairman MK inspecting the roads, the potholes in Kampala city. And remember, these people have leaders. Here you can see in this ghetto, there is a very big heap of rubbish. It means the leaders in this area are sleeping.
Mukidi also wants leaders of these communities to work together with the residents to address issues of poor hygiene.
So we want to make sure we have a good sensitization strategy. These people at the lower level, to make sure next time they give the right leadership to people who are going to what? To help them.
The locals of these communities express their disappointments towards KCCA over garbage collection in their areas.
Wabanga oba mama oba muganda nga yali wansawa afana olabe embeera kije tulimu enkuba etonya ebyo nanga obira babiri yao byona obikulukuta paka mu nyumba z'abakazi zimu nyumba z'abamama bafu.
Government etuyambe tuli bubi ejje tukokolerewo kasasiro ajja tulwaza neto yiyo tulineemu atenga tuli banji atenga bwejjula era eri mu mbeera mbi owulidde si nnungi ejja tulwaza.
Prima Bagaya, one of the women from the MK Women's Brigade, calls on government to support the women and the youths of Kalere with capital to engage in small income generating projects in order for them to get out of poverty.
MK ayagala enkulakulana is a man who likes development. So, ngaffe abakyala tuwagira abakyala bannaffe twagala tufune, if we can get support, MK singa natuyamba bana abakyala balina ebibiina balina circles singa nafunayo ntufuna support ne tubayambako, that would make much sense and their life better.
Justin Nakami, UBC News.
Chisoro district has been listed as a beneficiary for the development response to displacement impacts project for hosting asylum seekers from the Democratic Republic of Congo. According to the State Minister for Disaster Preparedness and Refugees, Esther Anyakun, the project is intended to bring about expanded development needs by the refugee hosting districts in the country. Let's have a look.
Kisoro Development Response to Displacement Impacts Project was initiated to address the social, economic and environmental needs identified in the local refugee host communities in the 15 districts. The districts, among others, include Arua, Terego, Madiokolo, Koboko, Yumbe, Moyo, Obongi, and Adjumani in West Nile region, Lamo in Acholi region, Kiriandongo, Chikuba and Hoima in Bunyoro sub-region, Isinjiro, Kamwenge, Chegegwa in Southwest sub-region.
We want Kisoro district to benefit from that project because most of the hosting districts have been benefiting from Dr. D.
This was revealed by the Minister of State for Disaster Preparedness and Refugees, Esther Anyakun.
It's a very big multi-million grant from World Bank to the government of Uganda.
She was flagging off a convoy of 407 asylum seekers from the Democratic Republic of Congo at Nachi Valley Refugee Settlement Camp in Isinjiro district. Minister Nyakun says the next phase of the project will see Kisoro and other refugee transit districts considered for their different roles played in the friendly settlement of asylum seekers.
In all the hosting communities, the people were able to go to school, and when they're able to go to school because they are created space, they had all the space and they had all the teachers in place. So all refugee communities, and also all the refugees are getting all the best in the best service in education and also other services that were paid by the government of Uganda.
The minister also revealed that government is considering decongestion of Nyakabande Refugee Transit Center by relocating some asylum seekers to other settlement camps.
The moment we are able to handle, and when we see the numbers are expanding, we shall definitely come back and be able to do the expansion. We have also other places where we shall be able to take the refugees. So here we feel for now we are able to handle around 1,000 asylum seekers.
The Deputy Director Program Operations at Save the Children International, Peluth Natumanya, says in most refugee settlement camps there are still challenges of access to education that need urgent attention.
Quite a need of support of the scholastic material.
Nyakabande Refugee Transit Center is currently home to over 900 asylum seekers and continues to receive more of them as the war continues between the M23 rebels and the government of the Democratic Republic of Congo. Since March 2022, the center has hosted over 10,000 refugees.
East Choga Police has arrested 6 pastors of Christ Disciple Church in Teso Soroti district and also received 179 repatriates from Kenya who were escaping to Ethiopia. The group was intercepted and deported from Kenya to Teso, Uganda, as they were allegedly traveling to preach the gospel of Christ in Ethiopia.
A total of 179 Christ Disciples Church members from Teso have been repatriated from Kenya en route to Ethiopia. Similarly, 6 pastors of the Christ Disciple Church in Soroti are currently detained at Ngora police station after they were arrested by the East Kyoga police. The 6 pastors were arrested after the East Kyoga police received information that they were heading the group of the 179 Christians of the Christ Disciples Church who were repatriated.
This that they are going for evangelism to Ethiopia, place called Changatom. So, but initially we had got the information and we got the leaders, we warned them to desist from doing this, but eventually we ended up escaping.
The suspects include Isaac Omiat, Stephen Apunyo, Michael Eguero, George Asuna, and Robert Ojangole. The 6 were intercepted and deported from Kenya back to Teso as they allegedly tried to travel to Ethiopia to go and indoctrinate other groups with their preachings that caused death of many Kenyans.
We had 35 adults and 64 children, totaling to 99. And these people were coming from the districts of Kadea and Ngora.
SSP Moses Chitiomwanga, the regional police commander East Choga, confirmed the arrest of the 6 pastors who are alleged to be the ringleaders. Reverend Canon Napali Opwata, the provost of St. Peter's Cathedral Church of Uganda, has tasked government to enhance checks on quack mushrooming churches and religious factions.
Most of us are called upon to preach the gospel at home.
In February this year, a group of CDC members from Teso managed to escape from Uganda to Abyssinia in Ethiopia, and it's believed that they had gone to preach the same divergent gospel.
Now, every 5th of May, the world commemorates the Global Hand Hygiene Day. This year's celebrations will be under the theme Accelerate Action Together, Save Lives, Clean Hands. The day was established to support general culture of washing hands with soap and also create awareness about hand washing in all communities. For Uganda, Kasanda District was the venue for the day's activities held this Friday.
Engalo zino wezimala okutotobala tuteekamu sabbuuni ono
ow'ekitole mulungi nnyo kukunaaba engalo. Kaakati bw'oba ogenda okunaaba engalo ng'omaze okuzitotobaza teekamu sabbuuni ng'awera ng'ono nga tonateekamu mazzi ogenda kunaaba ebifo nga
swavu nnyo omuntu okulwala obulwadde nga buvudde nga buleeteddwa mu ngalo. Kyabulabufu nnyo okunaaba engalo buli kaseera nga weeyambisa sabbuuni.
We realized that during that time when we were at the peak of the outbreak, almost all shops and homes had something to do with hand washing. You would look around at least and find. But now, the laxity that the DHO is talking about and the partners that I've talked about, it is something that we need to tell our people and let it become a habit. Ugandans, we have a tendency of always falling back, especially when we are hit, we wake up. And when things go back to normal, we relax. That cuts across in all sectors. Be it security, DPC is here, he knows very well.
The National Union of Disabled Persons in Uganda has started validation of the policy and program analysis report on land rights and food security for its members. We have highlights from the story.
Despite all efforts by government, the issues of land rights and food security continue to hurt. When it comes to people living with disabilities, the case is dire because they are at times even disowned by their own families. To help members, National Union of Disabled Persons in Uganda embarked on research.
We are looking at a situation that this research that has been done by the consultant that we are giving input to today would actually be able to give us a way forward on how we can identify some of the key challenges for advocacy, how we can engage, for example, with the traditional leaders in the perspective of inclusion of persons with disabilities in land ownership, how the rights of persons with disabilities at that community level should be handled.
The results have been shared at the validation of the policy and program analysis report on land rights and food security at Eureka Hotel in Ntinda.
As NUDIPO, we are looking at how do we address the serious issues, the problems, the challenges that persons with disabilities are facing in terms of land ownership, land utilization, and also connecting it to the challenges that our persons with disabilities always face when it comes to serious challenges to do with the food insecurity. And when you saw the other time during the lockdown, how persons with disabilities suffered because there's no food.
NUDIPO is helped by We Are Able, which is a 5-year program funded by the Dutch Ministry of Foreign Affairs that focuses on inclusive governance with persons with disability at the center.
We are aware that in the regions where we are operating, that is in Acholi, where Omoro and Noya take lead, and then in West Nile, where Terego, Yumbe, and Arua City take lead, there are problems like food insecurity, especially to the persons with disabilities. The reason behind this is people have not taken it serious for persons with disabilities to have equal shares and to be treated in a just and fair way whenever they are sharing land.
The 2014 National Population Census puts persons with disabilities at 12%, with estimates now doubling that number, and thus the need to ensure land rights and food security are addressed by policy.
Talk with freedom. Get MTN Freedom Voice Bundles that don't expire. Dial *100 *21# or my MTN app for more bundles. Together, we're unstoppable.
This isn't just a girl. She is the future. This is a teacher, a doctor, a community leader, our future president.
She is the future of Uganda. And as a policy maker, the policies I enact today
will protect her from child marriage and teenage pregnancy. We each have a role to play in empowering our teenage girls to protect them from child marriage and teenage pregnancy. Because when we empower them, we empower our nation. Protect the girl, save the nation.
Take action. Report any case of defilement or child marriage to the police or call Sauti 116.
It's Freaky Friday from Airtel. Buy or gift. Buy or give.
Get freaky too! Dial *100 *10 hash to load a Freaky Friday bundle for you to enjoy the best offers on voice and data.
To buy a bundle for friends and family, dial *100 *10 hash. Freaky Friday with Airtel. Buy or gift a bundle today. Dial *100 *10 hash to get started. Airtel, the smartphone network.
Juko. Yo. Check the shopping, man. What's your secret?
Haven't you heard of the Parish development model PDM?
Yes, I did, but I thought it was just a talk.
No, Sebatia. It is real. I and a few friends together formed a circle, accessed money from the PDM, invested in a portrait project, and now things are moving.
Juko. I thought I was one of your friends.
You are.
But you left me behind.
I didn't leave you in poverty. What you do, just visit your LC2 chairperson and your parish chief and start the process of economic transformation. Just like that. The Parish development model is an initiative from the government of Uganda through the Ministry of Local Government designed to transform all lives of Ugandans for the better. PDM, my parish, my development, my life.
Jerry con. Jerry con. Hey, Master Blaster. Touch him, man. Bang Jerry con with muscle. Those ones who say go for you only. Mundava. Best good business I teach you. But never gonna move to the muscali. Because of the cover is very far. Is you serious? It's serious you. What? You step it on it. Add kilometers to your legs. And you get your sugar. We buy meat from Umaru. And Umaru refused to give you enough meat. Mama! Show him that they don't joke with you. Umaru, wait. Jerry card.
Okukakaluka n'okulungi kwetaagako omuntu akuyambako n'olwekyo tujja kukuteerawo embeera esaanidde osobole okukola ekisinga awamu teri kitulema.
Welcome back. You're still watching the UBC News Tonight, broadcasting live from Nile Avenue right here in Kampala. Now, it's time for business. Bus drivers ploughing routes via Masaka to other parts of Western Uganda have decried the long distances and the increase in fuel prices following Uganda National Roads Authority's decision to close off Masaka Road following Katonga Bridge collapse. The General Manager at Chisenyi Bus Terminal on Saturday, Muhwezi, says that the bus companies have not increased transport fares because that is a decision that can only be taken by the Uganda Bus Owners Association.
As the rains intensify and water levels of various rivers in the country rise, the transport sector is feeling the brunt of this natural predicament. A case in point is River Katonga, whose water level has increased, thereby devastating Katonga Bridge. Transport to and from Masaka and other parts of Western Uganda has been drastically affected, resulting in longer distances since motorists have to divert and use other roads.
Almost 12 kilometers nga 9 plus, kilometer 190 plus.
Abatambuza abantu oluguudo lwaffe lwafunye ekizibu bridge n'eyabika. Naye kati tufunye ekizibu nti we tuyita wanene nnyo amafuta ge tukozesa mangi.
Buses plying the Masaka route have resorted to use Mpigi, Kabasanda, Chibibi, Gombe route, then Sembabule, Bukomansimbi, Butenga, before finally joining the main road around Nyendo in Masaka.
neziyiteyo Sembabule nezigukira Masaka Kyabakuza awo neziryoka nezigenda Embarara.
The general manager Kisenyi Bus Terminal, Saturday Muhwezi, says despite the challenge, the transport fares have not been increased.
Rungi omusuubuzi owaffe wetulemerako owa bulijjo entambula tetunaba kwongezaamu n'11.
Muhwezi attributes the Katonga bridge disaster to environmental degradation.
Lwa ntobazi kuzoonoona batemye emiti ebisaaru byennyini ebyo ebizingako Katonga eyo atemye babyokya omusenyu motoka zisombera ddala omusenyu.
This is one of the worst scenarios that have happened on Kampala-Masaka Road, and bus operators urge UNRA to expedite the works of repairing the damaged Katonga Bridge. I'm Navka Farida and Sana Anet in Kampala.
It's Free Friday from Airtel. Buy or gift. Buy or give.
Get freaky too! Dial *100*10# to load a Freaky Friday bundle for you to enjoy the best offers on voice and data.
To buy a bundle for friends and family, dial *100*10#. Freaky Friday with Airtel. Buy or gift a bundle today. Dial *100*10# to get started. Airtel, the smartphone network.
The Tales of Kasozi, brought to you by Uganda Communications Commission.
Hello? This is Kasozi. How can I help you?
Hey, Kasozi, my brother. Long time. We last met when we were at campus. It's been a while, but you are the person I'm looking for.
Campus? Really?
Hey, you don't remember me?
Okay, so how can I help you?
I'm stuck in Gulu making millions, and I need to urgently send money to my sick mother. But I can't find any mobile money agent near me. I've sent the money to your phone, as you can see the message. It might take a few minutes to come through, but I urgently need you to send the money to my mother. Let me send you her number, and you send it to her chap.
My friend, I'm afraid your mom is going to die.
What?
Because I don't know you, I never went to campus, and I'm also in Gulu. So can we meet at CPS, we talk about it?
Stay tuned for what Kasozi does next.
Tofera, refrain from unnecessary engagement with strangers over the phone. This message is powered by the Uganda Communications Commission.
Talk with freedom. Get MTN Freedom voice bundles that don't expire. Dial *100*21# or my MTN app for more bundles. Together, we're unstoppable.
Welcome back. You're still watching the UBC News tonight, and now it's time for sports. It will be the repeat of the 2022 schools rugby final after King's College Budo and Namilyango College made the finals at the ongoing Fresh Dairy Senior Secondary School Games in Mbarara. Namilyango defeated St. Mary's College Chisubi 19-13, while King's College Budo fought hard to defeat Makerere College 16-13. There were equally action-packed games in basketball and women football, where St. Noah defeated Nyabwerere Secondary School 3-0, while Masaka SS lost to Savio 3-2. Our sports team captured the best moments and brings you the highlights of the day.
Tough game. They really brought the game to us. They brought in the physicality, the good carries, the good tackles. But what edged us forward, I think we had the quality kickers and we had the grit, we had the determination. And I believe we wanted a little bit more than they did. The body language was good, and that saw us across the line in the end. Looking into the final, going to the final with high hopes, with confidence. Last year we lost out to Namilyango, but this year we have come bigger, better, stronger, we've worked harder, and we're going with high hopes into that final come Sunday. On the kickers side, we have to go back and practice the kicks a little bit better. Not to point any fingers, I don't want to blame anyone for it. The conditions were a bit unfair. It was a windy weather, and the balls were a bit light. But a missed kick is a missed kick. So on the kicker side, you have to go and work harder. So that comes the final, we're putting in all the points.
Fufa Big League side Chitara Football Club has gone straight to Uganda Premier League after winning 3-0 against Jumani Town Council Football Club. Let's have a look.
Hoima-based Chitara Football Club today reached 58 points pending one home game against Karunji. This has followed a 3-0 win against Jumani Town Council Football Club at a match played at Parish Playground, Jumani Town Council in Jumani District. Paul Mucherezi gave Chitara FC an early lead in the 32nd minute when he carved a free kick before half-time break. George Senkaba shot past the keeper after receiving a good pass from Mucherezi to give Chitara FC a second goal in the 46th minute.
Have an event on Friday after winning the trophy.
In the 66th minute, Padem Humza headed Dinseluide's corner kick to give Chitara FC a straight qualification to Uganda Premier League. Godfrey Akena, the Jumani Town Council Football Club head coach, has congratulated Chitara FC, although he's disappointed in the results.
As a Jumani Town Council, we are winding up the league, and so far today, expectation was that at least we were supposed to come back from Barara, because when we went to Barara, we lost, and we were working hard to see that at least we get something out of this match, but did not work on our way. The opponents were, of course, the better side. They had their chances, and they also used their chances.
We are up to task, and we have beaten them. We have qualified, and I'm very happy. Welcomed with happiness.
Chitara FC has 58 points, followed by Mbarara City with 57 points, after winning 2-0 against Karunji.
And the primary school's National Kids Athletics and Special Needs Championship has entered another day at Kasana Playgrounds in Luwero District. On a day of intense competition, there was a light moment provided by a parent to one of the kids that makes good watching. Let's have a look.
A rare case of generosity has been witnessed in Luwero District at the 2023 Primary Schools and National Kids Athletics and Special Needs Championship. This was by Stephen Foyo to Precious War, whom she awarded a medal and trophy for just qualifying to this championship. This was by Stephen Foyo to Precious War, whom she awarded a medal and trophy for just qualifying for this championship. Foyo is an uncle to Precious and believes that this alone is an achievement that as a family they celebrate and take pride.
I'm actually appreciating her for making it up to the national level. That's the reason. I'm very proud of her. She made wonders in the whole of Kampala. She's among the best actually. She's representing Kampala capital city. That's a very, very big post for her at her age, which has been able to make that. I'm very proud of her. That's why I've given her the trophy, and I want her to make up to the next level, to the climax. I want her to represent actually at regionals. So this trophy will encourage her to go up to the next levels, and she'll make it, I believe. Precious, we are very proud of you. I've given you this trophy. I've given you this medal. See them as your encouragement.
Sprinter Precious War is attached to Kampala District at this championship, where each district selects the best from each school.
I'll make sure that I'll do my best.
A record 145 districts are taking part in this championship, from which the best will be advanced for continuity. There is also the Special Needs Championship that has attracted athletes from more than 62 districts that have contested the T13 jumps for visually impaired athletes. and all these have embraced the competition wholeheartedly.
At least they have decided, they have built up their capacities, their strengths and their talents. And so far they have realized that they are great people in the society.
The championship that has all categories of events but just reduced, so where the seniors do 100 meters, the youngsters compete over 60, will end on Monday. John Barnes, Sentamo, UBC News.
Well, thank you for making it this far and being a lovely watcher of the UBC News tonight. With me, Wadulo, Mark, Arnold, and Mugalu Mohammed. However, I'll have to leave you with some advice, piece of advice. If you can't stop thinking about it, then don't stop working towards it until you realize it. Thank you for being a lovely audience, and have yourselves a great weekend.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.